Here at the Arabian Hotel Investment Conference, taking a look now at the role of the hospitality consultant and what they actually do by talking to the Managing Director of Mereha, Fredrik Jonsson. So how would you describe your role?
Our role is to create value for the owners that we work with ultimately through any stage of the real estate cycle. Being from a development cycle, trying to identify the value opportunity with the design, helping them identifying the right operator, understanding that we have the right operating agreement and the terms of those operator agreements that will ultimately provide protection to the owner once the hotel is operational. And during the process of asset management is where we as an asset manager protect the interest of the owners ultimately, and will be a link between the ownership and the operator, right?
You've been based in Dubai a long time and you work with some big names, some big brands. Give us some idea who you've worked with.
We work pretty much across the board. In today's consolidated market, I think we started off working with brands before they bought each other, no? But it's ranging from the Hiltons and what is today Marriott, what is today Accor. We had a lot of involvement with Fairmont Raffles before Accor bought them, as well as a little bit smaller brands with Mereha hotels and some of the boutique operations as well.
So broad spectrum. So let's move on now to current trends. How do you see things from your position?
No, I think it's a changing sand, and everything ties to economical cycles in our industry, right? I think here in Dubai we're seeing the ups and we're seeing the downs, and when everything goes well, people don't tend to maybe look so much at the nitty-gritty of the operation, so everyone is earning money. I think now we're in a cycle where over the last 3 years we've seen some slowdown in the hospitality space, not only here in Dubai but across the region and in some other markets in the world. So I think it's just managing the expectations, I think, and what we're advising a lot of the owners at the moment, it's what view do you take on your investment? What's your strategy? Are you building this to hold it for a long term, or are you developing it to do a quick win in a couple of years' time? So it really sits in the market cycles and understanding those steps of the market cycle.
You're very much in the middle, as you say, the bridge between the owners and the operators. It must be quite challenging at times. So how do you balance the interest of those two parties?
No, and you correctly put it, it's a balancing act. So we typically, as asset manager, we say that the interests are not always aligned, and that's where our interests are. So if I take the ownership possession, the owners want to sustain its asset value, want to grow its asset value and protect the interest of that asset, meaning that there is sufficient investment being rightly invested into its assets. Whereas the operators, and let's face it, they want to mostly grow their business, grow their brands, and earn a fee from it, right? And it's balancing that bridge. I think that's the role what we're doing a lot.
Now, talking of growing of brands, growth, development of brands, you've been involved with AHIC for, well, right from the inception, and look at it now here in Ras al Khaimah. Yeah. What's your thoughts on the way AHIC has evolved?
No, I think the team here, I mean, it was the foundation board when it all started down here, and it's been a tremendous function, I think, for bringing all the various stakeholders together, and I think this year's event seems to be a very strong testimony that trend is continuing, and it's exciting also to see the being held second year here in Ras al Khaimah, which is one of the very strongly evolving tourist destinations in our part of the world.
Yeah, Ras al Khaimah, a great destination involving a lot of activities here and a lot of investment potential. And to finish off, just look at the beach outside.
Absolutely, and I think from what I hear, 1 week ago it wasn't even there, so they did a good job in putting in place. But congratulations to Ras al Khaimah tourist strategy.
Great talking to you, and thanks very much for your insights into bridging the gap between operators and owners. Thank you.
Thank you very much.